Hello everyone, and welcome to the second part of my Golden Axe review slash playthrough slash video capture test. I've changed for this second part. I've changed the video capture download to my iMovies to full. It was on large, but I've changed it to full now, and I'll just see what difference that makes. I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference, but anyway. Going back to the Golden Axe game, here we are just about to start on the Fiend's Path, which is a giant eagle that flies all the way to Death Adder's castle. Words can't describe how much I hate this level. And I hate it for one reason: it's these bloody skeletons. They are an absolute nightmare, because if they catch you, they can take 2 bars of energy off you. They take quite a few hits as well, and of all of the AI characters in the game, these ones are the most difficult to fathom out. I mean, just look at that. I mean, that's like a super jump from that one. Like, that guy, that just typifies exactly what I'm saying. And again, when you're wrestling with a controller that's not adequate, trying to take them on becomes even more difficult. There's not really a lot else to say about this version of Golden Axe. I love it, to be honest with you. I love the arcade original. But I have to say that I did prefer the Mega Drive version, and there was a couple of key reasons for that. The Mega Drive version had an extra level which wasn't present in the arcade, and aside from it being perhaps the most faithful reproduction of the arcade game at the time, I don't think there was any other formats that got closer than the Mega Drive version did. It actually added to it. I mean, the game is Golden Axe on the Mega Drive. There's nothing missing. It's not like the Master System version where you could only play as Axe Battler, or the Commodore 64 version, which, you know, I think there was only one bad guy on screen at any given time, and I don't think there was levels missing. There may have been, I'm not too sure, but it was certainly a trimmed down version of the game one way or another. The Mega Drive had as much in as you could possibly get. I mean, obviously it was Sega's flagship console at the time, but they didn't skimp. I mean, they could have just put in what was in the arcade, but that wasn't Sega's style back then. They used to put extra stuff in that wasn't present in the arcade. Super Monaco GP, for example, had a fully fledged Formula 1 season added to it, and so on. You know, that was back when I think game developers actually considered value for money, whereas today they try to put as little as possible into a game. But hell, that argument's for a different video. So yeah, I mean, I think also the playability wise on the Mega Drive, it was better as well. Now, the reason I say that is because just thinking about it logically, the arcade was the main purpose of an arcade game is to take money off you, and that's it. You know, they want your quarters or your 10 and 20p's, showing me age now, and that's what they're primarily there for. They're there to make money for the arcade establishment, and they're also there to make money for Sega or whoever the arcade publisher is. So, you know, thinking about it, the notion that you were somehow going to get a fair crack of the whip playing an arcade machine is just not realistic. But the Mega Drive version was more catered, I think, towards Sega's attitude, towards the Mega Drive version was perhaps more along the lines of, well, you know, we don't need to have a game that is frustrating to play, because once somebody's bought it, that's it. We need to make sure that the game is as good as it can be, that it plays as well as it can. And I'm not trying to say in any way, shape or form that it was it's a far easier version than the arcade. What I'm saying is it was a far fairer version than the arcade. So not only did you get the additional level built in to the Mega Drive version, I also found it to be a more playable game. So I would actually, put my head over the parapet, rather appropriately considering the level we're on here, and say that I do prefer the Mega Drive version to this version, which is, as I said before, is the arcade version. On the Mega Drive there was also 2 direct sequels, Golden Axe 2 and Golden Axe 3, and again both of those were excellent games, very well designed, typical Sega games. Golden Axe 2 was perhaps more similar to this version. Golden Axe 3 was quite a departure, with branching pathways and different characters, and it just had a lot more of a different look and feel to it, but nevertheless it was still a very, very good game. Now, memory may serve me correctly, but I don't think that Golden Axe 3 was officially released in Europe. Now, I don't know whether it's because at the time when it was released was the time when the Mega Drive had run pretty much towards the end of its road, or whether it was just some bizarre Sega decision, or whether it's just me talking absolute nonsense. I don't know, but I don't ever recall it being out in the shops. And if Golden Axe 3 had been released and it was a proper release in the shops, I can't believe that I wouldn't have bought it. But it could have been just one of them that I missed. But it is available now on the Sega Mega Collection, which you can get on the PlayStation Portable, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3, and some other formats as well, I think. And if you haven't got that compilation, it's well worth finding it, because it has the entire Golden Axe collection on there, and it also has a number of other legendary Sega games from around that came out on the Mega Drive around that time. And that, it's well worth picking up. I mean, I'd have just picked it up for the 3 Golden Axe games, to be perfectly honest with you, but it is well worth looking at. Going back to this, I'm now at this is the main bad guy, this is Death Adder. This is the last level in the game. Now, these skeletons that appear here, they can be killed, but they take so many hits, it's just not worth trying, and they just keep coming back. I mean, you kill them and then another one will appear off screen, so there's no point really trying to waste your time. You just need to try and focus on Death Adder, but as you can see, I'm getting absolutely wasted here, and this is because trying to pull off the super jump, which takes a lot of energy off the bad guys, it's just so hard to try and do on this joypad that it's just not worth trying. I'll take more hits and die more trying to pull the maneuver off. It's just far easier for me to just trundle along doing like I'm doing. It's been an embarrassing performance anyway, so it's not like I've got anything to lose. Dying multiple times here. It was a really, really poor showing of me, but I'm not actually played Golden Axe either for some time. God, all these excuses I'm coming up with for being crap. But no, I mean, it's I think for people that came across Golden Axe at the time, it was just one of those legendary games, and it's got a pretty big following. It's regarded as one of the all-time classic arcade games, and quite deserving so. It's not a particularly long game. I mean, by the time I've done this video, that'll be 20 minutes or so. So, I mean, a 20-minute game is perhaps not what one would regard as value for money. Certainly if you'd have paid about £30 for the cartridge, like I did back when it came out on the Mega Drive. But again, you got the extra level in there as well, so that's probably another 5-10 minutes on top of it, because that last level was a real sod, if I remember correctly, to do. This is the complete screen. I always find it funny when you look at the signs, because what on earth? Eirou, doi. I don't know. I don't think it's quite funny, and I want to know why Gilius Thunderhead's nose goes larger and smaller while his little legs try and carry him on. I can't understand that bit. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. As I say, this wasn't really a proper review as such. It was more of a test, a playthrough, and a bit of a ramble, I suppose, as well. And this is where, oh my god, look at the state of that. That is pitiful. That is absolutely pitiful. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye.